The Slave Patrol, a documentary that will crack open the door on a hidden truth about our present. It's a truth.
Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening. Depending on where in the world you are tapping in from, you got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today on this episode of Hold the Mail, we will be discussing reinstating the SATs will only make rich kids richer. We'll be discussing that and more after these brief messages.
Music teaser.
And we are back. This is an article out of Time magazine. Evan Mandery is the author. This is a whole lot of nothing. This is like a doy, and we don't care. You've been sneaking. You've been doing whatever ways to get your kid in there at all cost, even if they don't deserve it. See, you'll try to affirmative action that don't go to the... No. The whole point of that was, first of all, to help white women. White women. That's what that was for. So let's stop with all that shenanigans. They were considered a minority. It was for minorities. So stop acting like it was for black people. And Asians, the ones that were voting against it, is so slow that they in the same interview will be like, yeah, I didn't want affirmative action, but yeah, I got in with it. And so what? I don't want nobody else getting in with it. I don't want nobody else. Now forget them other Asians. I made it. And now his eyes are white. Don't you forget it. That's why they got the highest suicide rate. Yeah, in a certain age group, it's like 18 to 24 or 34 or something like that. But you can Google it. You know, we insist you don't take our word for it. Hello, McFlizzle. Not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think, how to use your own brain, and stop just listening to what any internet pundit, any TV show, with all that propaganda, with all these protagonists. Come on now. If rich kids gonna get richer, the SATs. We don't care, fam. What is you talking about? Cut that check. That's what we talking about. If you're really so concerned about rich kids getting richer, pay what you owe. People want to talk about a handout, which is crazy. Do you even know what the definition of a handout is? It's funny because you can, if you have a judgment against someone's estate or family, when they die, you can still collect that from the estate, from the dead person's family. They're dead. Why you still want your money? Why doesn't the debt die with the person then? So why does reparations die with the people when their estate is still able to pay? Right. The slave owner's estate is still able to pay. You're still benefiting off of the wrong that was done. You're still benefiting. But no, in our system, we can sue and collect debts beyond death But no, not for black people now. Not for blacks or peoples at all. Not for narrow, not for black people now. Don't you nail none of that now. No, those pesky rules, they're out the window when it comes to black people now. We don't know, no, we can't abide by them type of rules. At the very least, you have to admit there was an agreement in place for 40 acres and a mule. There were agreements in place. Let's just say at the very least, just to keep it simple. Of course, you owe more than that, but let's just keep it simple. At the very least, you owe 40 acres and a mule. Right, you owe that debt. That debt should be paid, even in death. Yeah, that's how the system is set up. Oh, apparently not for black people, because when we're demanding what's owed, that's a handout. But everybody who was a loser had their handout, and y'all paid them. You stole from the Native Americans. You stole people. See how you stole people? You stole land. You paid them for their land, but you won't pay for the stolen people? Even in death, nobody stole the land today, right? Yet you're still giving back land that was stolen years ago. Even in death, you are still paying. You put some people in work camps during the gold rush. You cut them a check, $20,000 for the time you stole from them. Right? But the time you stole from the slaves, no, you don't have to pay. No, we're not going to pay that. We're not, no, we're not going to pay that. We will not pay that. You had things going on in Germany. Camps with concentrations. Yet you paid. You had nothing to do with that. Yet you broke off a piece of change. You had nothing to do with that. Yet you broke off a piece of change. But the horrors and atrocities you committed, your forefathers committed, no. I'm not refuse to give you guys anything. And then once again, it's not a give. It's an owed debt to be paid. It's an owed debt to be paid. And if you want to read this old funky article, you can read it. I told you where it's at. It's in Time Magazine. Evan Mandery. You go read it for yourself. I'm not reading this garbage about how you just gonna look me right in my face and tell me how the rich about to get richer. You're going to tell me about how the colleges come from the top 1% of the income distribution. When you're going to tell me about the Brown endowment of $6.6 billion, you're going to tell me about Harvard's the largest endowment at $50.9 billion. So you're going to tell me about all these people getting richer and richer and richer. Right? 43% of white students are ALDC, and they have that status. And they're getting it in, P. to all the elite schools getting cashed out, continuing the 1% as the rich gets richer, and you guys complain that we can't get what's owed to us. That's why I'm not reading the article. And what did we learn here today, boys and girls? How they will flaunt their wealth in your face, all while saying they're being discriminated against, all while trying to make you believe that they're the minorities and they're the ones getting the raw deal, right? All while their kids are getting richer and richer and richer and richer. If you want to have more money, stop giving all your money away to Ukraine. If you want to have more money, stop giving all your money to Afghanistan. I don't know. These seem like some pretty simple things. Stop inviting migrants over and giving them, wait a minute, and giving them Walmart gift cards, giving them rent, down payment assistance, vouchers for scooters and vehicles. See, you're giving away all this stuff thinking that you're going to get their vote. And then they don't. And then they won't. And they don't spend the money in this economy. No, they send it back home, making other nations wealthy. Good job, stupids. Good jobs. But Black people, you can't have no money. No, because you'll spend it all. That's what you tell us. You're just going to go spend it all, get a Cadillac, get some jewelry. But ain't that with y'all? Huh? It don't make sense. So you don't want to give us the debt that's owed to us because we're going to end up spending it all anyways back with y'all, making y'all richer. Sounds pretty fishy. Or maybe you know that if you pay your debt, that we won't do none of that. We will help stimulate the economy, that's true. But we won't spend it the way you think. And that is what scares you. What, people? Obviously, I'm not talking about all of y'all. Duh. We don't speak in absolutes here at Keep It P Podcast. But if the shoe fits, go ahead and lace up them white Nike Air Force Ones that match your hood. But I ain't going to hold you. I'm just going to mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you dare, if you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. And you can find us at all of these platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and Facebook. Come and take a look. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know how. Big Brother Light Bright Supreme Almighty signing off.
Music 20.